Hey, it's Michael Saul, also known as Tiny, and this is the market outlook for the week of March 5th, 2014. Going to start with the Russell today because the Russell is acting like crap. It is showing poor relative strength. It has a W here at the 200-day moving average, and that's the good news. The bad news is that the poor relative strength with leading indexes such as the Russell and the NASDAQ. Okay, it's not as bad as the Russell, but compared to the S&P 500 and the Dow, you could see this still lagging. That tells us that we are susceptible to a pullback here. Now, I don't believe we go into a bear market, but I do believe there will be a sell in May event, and sell in May and go away type of event. Now, just because it didn't happen on May 1st doesn't mean, oh, it's not going to work. All right. And, I get a lot of questions about this. And, can you really time the market using a calendar? Well, I mean, the people over at the Stock Traders Almanac think that, that has a big influence. But even they do other things. They layer it with other things in order to get their signals as well. But, referencing the Stock Traders Almanac and looking at the best and worst 6 months, I mean, it's historically May starts the worst 6 month period. And I mean, you can't just look at it and just say, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That really doesn't make any sense. Okay. It doesn't make any sense to discount, historical tendencies. Okay, now trading them blindly, of course, that's another side of the coin that I don't think really makes sense. But I think using it as a background and putting it together with a technical setup and waiting for a trigger, in my opinion, I really believe that can lead to some pretty profitable opportunities or some profitable trades, or at least the opportunity to make the profitable trades. Okay, that's probably what I wanted to say. So the fact that the S&P and the Dow are leading is not a good sign without the NASDAQ and Russell right behind them. Okay, it wouldn't be so bad if, all right, the S&P's here and the Russell's not too bad or the NASDAQ's not too bad, but I mean, the Russell is just so far behind at this current point that I am going to watch to see if the S&P and the Dow can make it to new all-time highs, which I still think they should. And when they do, what are the Russell and the NASDAQ doing? And if they're still just not getting the kind of upside that is in sync with the S&P and the Dow, they don't necessarily have to be at new highs, okay? But if they're not getting in sync with the move that's happening in the broad market, then that could really set up in a nice sell signal, in my opinion. And I'm going to be watching for that, and I'm going to start watching for that this week, okay? So again, to review, we have the sell in May and go away backdrop, definitely not to be ignored. We have a potential technical setup where the S&P and the Dow look like they want to go to new highs, but the NASDAQ and the Russell are lagging here, and they're not in sync currently. Now, just to let you know, if the S&P and the Dow don't go to new highs, that doesn't mean, oh, well, there can't be a signal then. No. Okay? If the S&P and the Dow don't go to new highs, all right, and they just hang out where they are here and turn down, okay, with the Russell and the NASDAQ leading, that could be a sell signal too. So it's not, I want to be clear here, because I think I even confused myself for a second there. We don't have to see new highs on the S&P and the Dow to be a signal. But in my opinion, it is an easier, not easy, but easier signal to see if you stick out like a sore thumb with the S&P and the Dow hitting new highs and the Russell and the NASDAQ not. Don't discount the Russell as a leading index. Don't discount the NASDAQ as a leading index, because they both are, and they both still have influence, all right? So on Sunday, May 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a Sunday night strategy session where I will be going over the market, taking your questions, looking at stocks and anything else you want to go over. I'm flying solo tonight. My partner Paul Schatz will not be there, so be gentle on me. I'm also going to link you to the Stock Traders Almanac on Amazon if you choose to pick it up. I think every trader should have it. So, my opinion, if it's something that floats your boat, then pick it up. If not, and you read it and you don't think it's for you, well, hey, that's fine too. All right. Have a great trading day. If you need to contact a great trading week, sorry. If you need to contact me, tiny@stockmarkettrendx.com, and I will talk to you in the next video.